Are you looking at your year-end business tax documents and feeling just a little overwhelmed? Today, we're going to talk to you about some basic knowledge that you as a business owner need to know to be able to have good conversations with your tax professionals about your business finances. I know talking about taxes is not necessarily the most riveting or exciting topic, but hang in there with me because it's really important that you as a small business owner know and understand this stuff so that you're not just blindly handing your financial records to your tax preparer, not understanding what's happening in between. Because not knowing isn't going to be a justification to the IRS or to the state of Pennsylvania or even your earned income tax office for being late on quarterly estimated tax payments or anything like that. I'm Marianne Bean, the business manager and outreach specialist here at the Covation Center, where we work with micro entrepreneurs, small businesses, entrepreneurs like you who are running a business. We help you and offer guidance, coaching, and resources to make your business life just a little bit easier. Before we get started, I want to emphatically state that while watching videos like this one can be extremely helpful and informative, they're no substitute for working directly with an experienced and knowledgeable tax professional, especially one who has experience working with small businesses. I'm not a tax professional. I am a business manager, a business coach, and I'm also a small business owner. But I'm sharing this information with you today because I know from experience that the more you know about your financial and tax situation for your business, the more effective and productive your conversations will be with those tax professionals and financial professionals as you work with them. And if you're a sole proprietor, you are your business. In a nutshell, you're responsible for the taxes on the net income or the net loss from your business. If you don't have any employees as a sole proprietor, it means you don't necessarily need an EIN. That is an employer identification number. You'll also hear it called a federal tax identification number. It's basically a social security number for your business. As a sole proprietor, you'll simply use your personal social security number for tax reporting purposes. But you should be aware that if your sole proprietorship at any point hires some employees, you will need to obtain an EIN to be able to do your employment tax reporting and payments. As a sole proprietor, your profits and losses for your business get reported on your Form 1040. But before you can figure out what that number is, you'll complete a Form Schedule C. This is simply a supplemental document that you include with your Form 1040 that helps you calculate what your business income is, your business expenses and deductions, which ultimately leads you to the figure of your business's net income or loss for the year. You then take that information from Schedule C and it's reported on line 12 of your 1040. Since you're a resident of Pennsylvania and your business is in Pennsylvania, you also need to file a Pennsylvania income tax return, also known as a PA-40. To determine the calculations for your net business profit or loss, you will need to complete a Pennsylvania Schedule C. It's much like the federal Schedule C, but Pennsylvania's laws and regulations for the amounts they allow you to deduct and take as expenses are slightly different than the federal government's. The information that you get from that Schedule C, of course, then just simply goes on line 4 of your Pennsylvania 40. Another tax requirement as a resident and a business in Pennsylvania is filing your local municipal earned income tax return. And so for this, fortunately, you don't have to do another Schedule C. You're able to take your Pennsylvania Schedule C and use the information from that form to populate the business profit and business loss sections of your earned income tax return. So line 5 is where you would report any profits from businesses, especially if you have more than one, this is relevant. Line 6 is where you would report business losses. The net of those two numbers is what's then reported on your municipal earned income tax form, as your taxable profit or loss. So what does all this mean? Ultimately, as a sole proprietor, it means that your business net income and your business losses are reportable to you personally on your federal tax return, your state tax return, and your municipal earned income tax return. Ultimately, those numbers will directly impact whatever your tax obligations are for each of those respective entities.